going on, everybody?
Hey, everybody.
Welcome
How's it
back
going?
for, I think this is week 10.
Something like that. Welcome back to the Minnesota Northern Minutemen podcast.
That's right. So this is just a few days before Christmas, and this will be our last episode for the year.
Tomorrow is Christmas Eve.
Yeah, and it went quick.
Any traditions in Christmas Eve in either of your houses? I'll tell you mine while you think about yours.
Yeah.
So every Christmas Eve, we do a Christmas Eve service at Grace Chapel, and it's really cool. It's quiet. They do a candlelight service, and then immediately following that, we go eat Chinese food in Park Rapids at the Four Seas
That's
restaurant. So in homage of the Christmas story, every Christmas Eve we have Chinese food.
cool. I can respect that.
Yeah.
We don't really have any traditions per se. It's we go and spend it with Alicia's family on the 24th, and then we go and do mine on the 26th.
Christmas on the 26th.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I think the kids open a present on Christmas Eve, and we do. In fact, Savannah is singing tomorrow night at the church. So there's always the Christmas Eve church service. But yeah, there's not much for tradition. Yeah, I mean, of course, you eat too much.
Yeah, that's the tradition. Just eating way too much food.
Do your kids still wake up super early Christmas Day?
Yep,
What time do they get up?
5.
Oh,
I got-
gosh.
I think that some of them sneak out and camp out next to the tree
Really?
just to be the first ones up, and then of course I ruin it all. I wake up and say, "Get away from the tree." I haven't had my coffee yet.
Dude, my kids are at the age where they like to sleep in.
That's nice.
So we wake them up at like 7, 8 o'clock. We're like, hey, do you guys want to open presents?
I like to sleep in. I've been a fan of sleeping in for a while. I wouldn't mind if we opened Christmas presents at like noon.
That'd be awesome.
That's all I want for Christmas.
Eat-
Let me sleep in.
Yeah, open presents and then eat ham.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, we're gonna do something different this year. We're gonna smoke a brisket.
Nice.
Ooh.
We normally do turkey or ham, and
Mhm.
I don't know why, but this year we picked up a brisket, and I think we're just gonna give it a shot.
We do turkey on Thanksgiving and we have a Christmas ham.
Yeah,
That's just,
because Christmas or Thanksgiving is Turkey Day.
yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, people that have steaks and stuff on Thanksgiving aren't thankful for anything.
So when I was in the service, we used to have pizza on Thanksgiving.
Underway?
No.
Or,
When we were in the barracks.
oh,
Yeah, we would have pizza.
they got like a budget turkey.
It was a budget turkey.
Nice.
We'd get like the turkey pizza.
Is this when you were
That's all we could afford.
like E1, E2,
Yes.
and E3, a
Yeah.
non NCO
I got a
Thanksgiving?
pocket full of nickels. That's all I got to my name. We're getting a turkey pizza.
Beautiful. That kind of dates you a little bit back when you could buy a pizza with nickels.
Easy,
Yeah.
fella.
Yeah. I don't know. I thinking back to military and stuff. The 2 times, or when I was underway or when I was deployed, it surprised me. My dad, who was deployed during Operation Desert Shield before Desert Storm, I think he just knew kind of what we were going through. Granted, I had a world better than he did. I think I deployed in 2005 and he deployed in like 1990, back when the MREs, you had to add water to them, But he sent me a little fake Christmas tree with ornaments and stuff to decorate. I was a gunsmith in the Marine Corps, and we set up, we had no plans, no intentions of anything Christmas. And then I opened this package from my dad, and it's a little 2 or 3 foot tall, tabletop Christmas tree and some other things to put on it. And yeah, then we started decorating for Christmas. And last I heard, like a decade later, before I got out of the service, I ran into somebody that had just gotten back from a deployment to Al Asad, Iraq, and that Christmas tree is still there.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. This was a long time ago now, but I was still in the military. Yeah, it was at least 10 years. And he's like, yeah, your PFC Boyd name on a Christmas tree. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, really? It's still there. I'm a sergeant now, so address me accordingly. But it was neat that they didn't throw it away. You kind of started a tradition of, just because you're deployed, don't forget home. And that's pretty cool. But it's traditions in the Boyd home, not really.
Make some new ones.
Yeah, I know the night before, Kate, every night Kate reads to the kids, and I think tomorrow night she'll read A Christmas Story. And then something I'd like to start doing is reading the birth of Christ as it is in the book of Matthew, I believe, on Christmas Day.
Luke and Matthew.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, there are some traditions that I think, why not? Let's start something that just fits and feels right to what already goes on in the home. But, yeah, I enjoy watching kids open presents. You buy them early enough, you can get over the cost. And 5, 6, 7, 8 kids.
Are you and Kate to the point where you guys no longer get each other Christmas presents? It's just presents for the kids?
I think we've been to that point for a while.
Yeah.
But it's funny because Kate always tells me, I don't want anything. Don't give me anything. I think that's just the obligation of a parent. Don't spend that time and energy on me. Spend it on the kid.
Yeah.
And I always get her something, and I always tell her the same thing. I truly don't want anything. If I want something, I'll buy it. If I want a new pocket knife or 4 new watches or something, I'll buy it.
4.
Yeah. And she always gets me something, and it's extremely thoughtful. But yeah, it's like, yeah, we'll agree. Don't get each other anything. In the back of her mind, she's like, good luck. I'll get you something.
Yep.
So it is neat.
Well, what do we want to talk about this week? What's big in the news?
Something happened in Australia. Something big. It's funny that coming up on a midterm year and coming up on an election year, it seems like firearms is always a front runner of conflict and concern.
Yeah.
And this year is no different. Next year is a midterm year.
Have you ever been to Australia?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
What part?
The beach.
The beach?
I don't even know. I don't know. I got off the USS Peleliu and helped offload the entire, it was First Marines. We offloaded the Marine Expeditionary Unit to do some warfare training with other military branches there. And we were there for a week. And then we got back on the LCACs and went back out to the Peleliu. And yeah, it was a long time ago, and I don't remember much of what part we were in, but my medicine alarm. Sorry, it was in the bush, as they call it. We never went to town. Never.
Oh, really?
Yeah, never saw any of the ladies or anything. So,
dude, okay.
Yeah, so I've been to Australia, but much like every other place I was in the military, it was disappointing.
Wow.
I've been to Hungary. I've been to, Budapest, Canada, Germany, a few other parts of Europe where the plane landed and I couldn't even get off. Yeah, it's the Marine Corps for you.
Wow.
Yeah, we're not going to let you have fun.
Wow.
So, but yeah, I've been to Australia. I've seen kangaroos in the raw, if you will, but with my own eyes. And those things got muscles. When they want to fight you, they'll let you know.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
There was a place in Brisbane where you could go box the kangaroos.
Please tell me you boxed the kangaroo.
It was in a bar.
Really?
Yeah, they had little boxing gloves on the kangaroos, and you could put on boxing gloves. You could box a kangaroo.
So how many kangaroos beat you up?
I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just saying I knew of a place where you could actually fight a kangaroo if you wanted to.
Did you go watch a fight?
Dude, I was in the Navy, so we
course.
did all that bad stuff. I mean, this is how we entertained ourselves.
Yeah, this is like the Tijuana of Australia.
Yeah, the Navy is the Tijuana of all the military branches.
Of course I did. I was in the Navy.
I had a totally different experience than you did. I did. We went to Perth, Gladstone, and Brisbane. And when we pulled in to the pier, the Australian Navy had a pallet of 4X beer for us. A pallet. There was like 60 cases of beer on this pallet, and they gave it to us. And we onboarded it onto the boat.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
I got nothing but good things to say about Australia. Amazing people, super kind people. They love Americans. They're an amazing country. And when I was there, I had no idea how anti-gun they were. I honestly didn't know any stance on firearms that the nation had until I got into the gun business. And then everybody always badmouths Australia. They're like, man, they
yeah.
are the most infringing nation on the planet. One of them, at least.
Yeah, infringement on, based on our terms.
Yeah, so in '96, they had a real bad school shooting. And in the heightened state of emotion, they banned all semi-automatic everything in the entire country.
Yeah.
All semi-automatic shotguns, all semi-automatic rifles. It doesn't matter if it's a .22, banned. Handguns, banned. Everything banned. You can have a bolt action. You can have a pump. You can have a lever action if it has a limited capacity. Like, pretty much everything is banned other than very slow to shoot items.
Yeah.
And then they have classes. They have an A class, B class, C class, D class, and they classify each, and you have to have crazy licenses to have. There's no license you can have to have anything that resembles to anything that military and law enforcement have. And yeah, rigorous background checks. You have to provide a reason to own the gun, and self-defense is not a reason.
Really?
You cannot say, I need this for self-defense. That is not a reason that they will accept.
So then what's a valid reason for owning a firearm?
Hunting. I want to be able to hunt with my single-shot .22 long rifle.
Yeah.
You cannot say self-defense is a reason.
So what if you want to hunt people that are trying to hurt you?
You can't. It's not a valid reason. It isn't. I literally looked it up. It's crazy.
It's I never thought about the contrast that comes with gun rights. Not everyone feels or thinks the same way America does.
Well, I mean, Australia used to have a lot of gun freedoms.
Yeah.
And then one event happened, 1996, the Port Arthur Massacre. That event happened, and everything in that entire country changed overnight.
How many were harmed?
In the Port Arthur Massacre,
35?
yeah, I want to say it was 35. And this event that happened recently was the second worst event they've had in their nation.
And there wasn't but what,
15 people died.
a dozen or 15.
Yeah.
So-
And the people who did the attack had a straight pull rifle, which is a single shot rifle, and a pump shotgun. Things that are allowed in their classifications.
So even with gun laws, bad things can happen.
Apparently that is the case.
Who would have thought?
And was it the, it's going to be an obnoxious question, but was it the guns that caused the harm or an ill-intended person?
Well, Australia thinks it's the guns that caused the harm because the day after the shooting, they came out and said, we are launching another gun buyback program because clearly guns are the issue. Even though this was an act of terrorism.
How many people would have been harmed if there would have been a few concealed carry pistols in that vicinity or in that area?
Less than 15.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Maybe 2
Yeah.
or 3.
Well, if you watch the video, the main guy who runs up and attacks the shooter that's forward by the tree line. Guy runs up, tackles him to the ground, takes his gun.
Yeah.
And he has had zero firearms training. He doesn't even know how to operate a gun. He's on one knee, and he's trying to figure out how the gun works because he's going to shoot the shooter with his own gun. He can't figure out how it works. Like, you see him struggling with the action, and he's like, I don't even know what I'm doing. And he throws it down, like, because he doesn't even know how to use it. If he had firearms training, he could have taken out the guy on the bridge because he was closer than anybody, but he had no idea how to work a firearm,
And then he could have made that weapon safe.
and he was out of the fight.
So ignorance is not the answer.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's a part of life. It's a part of the world. Firearms are here to stay. And ignorance is the worst answer to any concern anyone has about them. You know, if you know you could not like them, you could not own them, you could not be a proponent of them, but just to know how to put one on safe and take a magazine out goes a long way.
Right.
It does.
But these two guys were terrorists that did this shooting. They'd planned it. They went there 2 days beforehand, scoped out the area. I mean, they had an entire manifesto. And in Australia, to legally own a firearm, you have to obtain a firearms license from state or territory police with an extensive background check. Did they pass that? You have to provide a genuine reason for ownership. Self-defense is not a genuine reason. It has to be another reason other than self-defense. That's listed here. You have to register all your firearms. They all have to be registered, and you have to adhere to strict safe storage requirements, which means they can come into your home at any time, ask to see them and how they're stored. That's the purpose of registration. And there's a really long waiting period for first-time applicants. So if you've never bought a gun before, the waiting period is months.
Wow.
While they background check you. So these two terrorists that had these guns, where did they get them?
Were they registered to these people?
That's a great question. I doubt it.
So,
I don't know. It's a problem that you'll never answer until you.
And when a nation does this, when they make guns this hard to buy and to procure, who follows these rules? Do bad guys follow these rules, or do just good people?
only the good people.
The law-abiding citizens are the ones that don't have. You know, if you want to live life comfortably, you have to play by their rules. And
So people with ill intent, are they going to register their guns?
No?
Nope.
They'll laugh and turn around and go the other way.
Yep.
it's the wrong way of handling things. If there's a will, there is a way, even if that will is ill-intended.
The thing that bothers me the most about Australia's gun laws is semi-automatic center-fire rifles and handguns and shotguns are mainly restricted to government and law enforcement use. What is the point of a Second Amendment? Oh, well, they don't have a Second Amendment.
Right.
America is unique. We are special. But how would you feel if only the police and the military had good guns and we were only allowed to have bad guns? That would bother me.
It
Yeah,
would.
that would almost be reason for a civil war. Like
Sounds
it-
kind of familiar.
Yeah,
I mean, that would bother me a lot. Like if law enforcement's rolling around with an M4 and I'm allowed to have a bolt action 22 and that's it, that would bother me.
yeah. It is just governments should not have that kind of control over the people that they are voted in to govern.
And so that's what makes America special. They wrote it when they founded this nation. They wrote it so that this wouldn't happen.
Yep.
Or the government, basically, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, is there not to limit individuals. It's to limit the government from getting into our lives.
And
It's
it
to
even-
make government small.
Yeah, it even says that. Like it prevents the overreach. You know, but what I love about the Second Amendment is just after the Revolutionary War, when this country was building its foundation, to prevent having to go through anything like that again, your right, your God-given inalienable right to bear arms will not be infringed. So the government that is now trying to change that is the government that gave that right to us. And it's funny we bring this up because I had to look it up while we were talking, but this very government is suing the District of Columbia for an unconstitutional ban of semi-automatic firearms. So I know not all politicians agree, which blows my mind, that the Bill of Rights and our Constitution, and more specifically the Second Amendment, you would think they would all agree on it because they're the politicians.
So hold on. So the problem is politicians have no idea what they're talking about. I mean, they hear about an AR-15 and they're like, oh, that's an assault weapon. Nobody should have the ability to shoot 191 rounds in 3 seconds. Our own governor said that. Governor Walz said that.
Well,
he has no idea what he's talking about. Governor Walz, if you're watching, I pray to God that you are watching. You have no idea what you're talking about.
now, if we wanted a lesson on corruption, we would come to you.
Oh, boy.
But firearms,
His name's Mike.
yeah,
I'm Sam.
I'm Blake.
yeah.
Yeah, you want to talk to Mike.
My last name is Johnston. I'm from Tennessee. I'm just
Tennessee.
visiting.
Yep.
But
That's the scary thing to me
yeah.
is you hear these politicians like in Congress or in Senate, and they're totally clueless what a semi-automatic AR-15 is.
mm-hmm.
They're totally clueless. They think it's a machine gun and that we all have machine guns and we just have unlimited access to machine guns. It's like, guys, are you that dense?
I would love it if these politicians that were all trying to restrict, regulate, or take away the Second Amendment did homework. Because it would impress me to see Tim Walz,
You got it.
that guy, ask questions, take notes, Google something. What is AR? Is it assault rifle? Oh, it means Armalite rifle. You got to be kidding me.
Did you recently hear that Iowa, one of my customers told me this morning, Iowa, I believe it's the new governor, he said that if there's any bill whose budget is going to increase by more than 10% in 6 months, it needs to be reviewed, and they're calling it the Walz Act to make sure that there's no fraud or misuse in the bill.
I love that.
They named it after Walz.
You got to be known for something.
I was like, even Iowa is like, yo, what's going on in Minnesota? There's some broken fraud shenanigans. Like, that is not going to happen here.
Yeah.
Something ain't right up there.
Yeah, but
So Minnesota is all over the news nationwide right now for nothing good.
I heard a realtor talk about how Somali immigrants are buying homes and registering these homes as care facilities,
Oh, yeah, I've heard about this.
and then taking millions from tax dollars
Yep.
for this. Nobody's being cared for in that home. It's
Yep.
all tax free. It's all
Yep.
and
If it's a
I'm-
care facility, it's a blank check.
yep.
Wow.
Yep.
And she said the number one thing that I look for, after Somali people buy these homes, is you see BMWs and Mercedes parked in the driveways.
Who is coaching these people? How long have you lived in Minnesota?
Decade.
A decade. I've lived here for 40 plus years. I have never even heard of this, these loopholes. I've never even heard of it.
Yeah.
These people aren't even from this country. They come here and they're being coached on these loopholes. Like, oh, hey, if you register as a care facility. Has anybody ever even heard of that before?
Nope.
No.
But I believe there are entities within a certain political party that is desperate to have as many people here that will vote the way they want them to as possible,
Dude, that is so messed up.
researching these
Absolutely.
loopholes.
That is so messed up.
But it's true.
It's so messed
Yeah.
up.
And it has to stop. And until there are changes in those who make these decisions, like Walt and whoever else is part of his ignorant clown show, they need to go away. They need to do their homework, know what the hell they're talking about, and then when they make decisions, when they campaign for everybody, not just those that are a tax write-off.
Right.
But it amazed me that they're suing D.C. right down the street because of the infringement of the Second Amendment, and it gives me hope that there are still people in our government that understand the Bill of Rights and how it is the foundation of this country, and it will not or should not change.
So people in power, like our governor, do you think they give a rip about the Constitution
No,
or the Bill of Rights?
no.
Like you're saying you should do research so that you can come at this from an educated angle. Do you think that our leadership even cares about that?
No.
Nope.
Why? Why not?
Because of what puts the money in their pocket.
Exactly.
There's no ethics. There's no
So it has
morality.
nothing to do with being a great leader,
No.
and being a good steward of the money that's available to you that is coming from the taxpayers. It's all about how can I get rich? How can I make money? How can I get more voters that are going to vote for me and burn the rest of it down?
People like Tim Walz is just a puppet for a bigger picture. You know, I know this is a conspiracy theory, but you know, we talked a few weeks ago about flat earthers, and let's talk about the conspiracy theories of our own
I
government.
would love to talk more about flat earthers.
You know,
That was fun.
the Clintons and everybody else think that there needs to be this one world government, or they need to have more control over Americans because Americans just make bad decisions. And what is a bad decision? Something they don't agree with, something that doesn't fit their agenda. So they want to dictate and control further our liberties and freedoms to do what? To cater to their lifestyle. You know, they want to control because you know they're hungry for the power. They're hungry for the control. Because what else could there be if you give one person control over this entire country? What would they gain?
Everything.
Yeah, but what benefit would that? I mean, there'd be no benefit,
To him, there would be a lot of benefit. To us, there would be zero.
right? But I just never understood. Like, you could have all the money in the world, but where does it stop? I don't.
Power, the corruption of power never stops. It's
Right.
never quenched.
And I think that we need to start saying something or saying more.
Well, maybe we'll get lucky, and all these crooked politicians will stumble across this podcast, and they'll be like, yo, these people don't agree with us.
We should change.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should change. I need to totally change the way that I'm doing politics from this point forward, yeah.
But if they would just take some time and do the homework and understand the Bill of Rights and even, you know, Minnesota state law, I'm not saying it would change their mind, but maybe they would be hesitant to be so stupid about it. You know, they campaign for the wrong reasons and by chance get into office and then just run rampant and corrupt in the government and just ruin it for all of us. And I'm not saying I want everything my way, but there is a bipartisan approach that could be taken to at least try and serve everybody in the state.
What I don't understand is when laws are blatantly broken in broad daylight, like there's fraud or abuse of funds or corruption, and it's proven, why is nothing ever done about it? I mean, if you break a law, Mike, you're going to jail.
Yep.
If I break a law, I'm going to jail. If you break a law, Blake, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
How is it that as soon as you put on a politician's suit, you are no longer accountable or responsible for your actions in any way, shape, or form? Something can be proven that you misused funds or stolen money or embezzled money, and nothing ever happens to them. They just continue on with their job, and the world is like, oh, yeah, look at all this corruption. Okay, what's going on now? What's the next news story?
Going back to that power, I think that, well, I think, again, the Clintons set the standard when you question us or bring to light what we're doing, and you'll find yourself dead in a park.
I'm afraid to even talk about this, Mike. I'm uncomfortable to even talk about this subject.
But it's
I don't want to get Clintoned.
Yeah.
I'm pleading the fifth over here. From the rest of the podcast, I am Switzerland.
Yeah. You identify as Switzerland?
Hillary,
two of us.
nothing to see here.
Yeah. Well, I don't
Can
know.
we change the subject? Quick.
But you know what I mean? There's the power. There's when you're in power for long enough, you feel untouchable.
And they are.
And you start getting away with it. And you start getting away with things like harming people or threatening people.
Yeah.
And there is fear and that fear is keeping people from speaking up.
Yeah.
Like judges don't speak up
That's
because
real.
of the fear.
That is real.
And that I think has become a safety net for any politician, regardless of party, because there are crooked Republicans.
Oh, yeah. Totally agree.
And
This isn't a disease of one party.
no,
The whole bird has the disease.
yep. Yeah, and I don't know if we're not too far down that road to fix it, but there needs to be significant changes at multiple levels, if not every single level of our government, if we're ever going to right this ship.
Yeah. I don't know, man. She's pretty far gone.
But this,
I like to be an optimist, though. I don't like to be a negative Nancy, but
Like-
it's really hard to stay positive when you see this stuff happen and you're like, how are the wicked not being punished?
Yeah.
yeah, well, I think they will be punished in time, you know.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it's not the kind of punishment that we're all held to or the same standard that we're all held to. And it's the law-abiding citizens that cannot afford the threat or cannot afford the lawyers that pay for it.
Yeah, because we have to go to work on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if we find ourselves in trouble, we got to go to court on Tuesday.
That's right.
You know, but I am thankful that even though Trump's been in the news a few times lately for not very good reasons, the Department of Defense looks like they're protecting the Second Amendment. And I know that there is give and take, but them suing DC for, you know, the AR ban, I think they see what could come from that, and they're trying to stop it before it even begins.
Yep.
Because once you get momentum behind that, then other countries or other cities and states start to do it, and then where does it stop? So our federal government is defending your Second Amendment right by suing DC just down the road to make sure it doesn't start to become a trend.
Yeah.
And I was happy to see that. So, but one thing I never understood about this week, talking about President Trump getting chastised by some of his biggest supporters, was that director was murdered by his son and his wife. His wife, the kid murdered his mom and dad, and the director, Renner, I forget his name, but President Trump put out a tweet, and I read the tweet, and I can see how it can be perceived in a few different ways, but even a few of his biggest supporters come out like upset over the fact that he had submitted the tweet or had said what he had said. And have you read
No.
the tweet?
I don't tweet. I don't Twitter.
Well, it was all over the internet, but I don't know. I don't know if President Trump burned bridges with this, or if he's under the impression that, you know, he can't get reelected, so he's just gonna.
You know, I remember the days when a president became president and they took his cell phone away from him and they
Yep.
didn't allow him to do this kind of stuff.
I think Obama was the first one. to
Obama
go.
was,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, before then, it was like everything that the president says has to go through a series of people to make sure that this is going to be an acceptable statement. And now he's just a guy with a Twitter account, and he's like, bam, bam, bam. I don't know if it's great.
I don't like it.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I think it's unprofessional for.
I mean, if I was a
President
president,
Absolutely.
I would not want the ability to do a Facebook post. You know, I'd be like, oh, yeah, Russia? You know what I'm saying? Like, I got 17 submarines parked off your
Yeah.
coast right now. Like, that's not supposed. That's
Trump.
not
balls
supposed
in
to
your balls in your court. So are my nukes.
That ain't a Facebook post.
No, it's a national defense concern,
Yeah.
and you know, it's just social media is
It's the fruit of all evil.
right. But I think the president should be so far removed from anything like social
agree.
media. Like, you make decisions.
Yep. He is a man. He is allowed to think what he thinks, but don't post it on social media.
Right.
You're just making yourself look bad.
Right. And you're giving ammo to everyone that wants to criticize and whine.
And he doesn't care, and that's what I love about him. He just doesn't care, but at the same time, it's kind of unprofessional.
Yep. I agree. I love what he's doing for sake of the country and defending our rights, but I don't know, just as far as analogies go, man, close the blinds and go back to work.
Yeah,
Right.
totally agree.
We don't have to hear about it like that. And I don't care for how much like ABC News and CNN just focuses on this nonsense, because there are other things in the world to be talked about other than President Trump's tweets.
Yeah, I mean, we could be talking about the fraud taking place in Minnesota.
Right.
Let's make that national news.
Yeah. Put a spotlight on that rat and not take it off until that rat's been taken care of.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean removed from office. I'm not telling anyone to harm him, but
Yep.
get him out of a position to make decisions that affect our tax dollars.
Yep.
And
Speaking of tax dollars, we are 7 days away from a $0 tax stamp.
Yes.
Can I get a hallelujah?
Hallelujah.
This is our last episode that we're going to record before this becomes reality.
It is.
Can we just give this its moment in the sun? This is the last time we're going to be doing a podcast saying, if only there was no $200 tax when I buy a suppressor.
if only we could,
It's almost here.
we could do another one tomorrow. And
It's almost here. How many cans, Blake, do we have in the vault that we have to hit the enter key to?
70, 80 cans probably.
At least.
I mean, there's a fat pile down there.
I'm so excited. I'm telling you, 2026 is the year of the suppressor.
Yep.
you know, I have been doing some inadvertent advertising for the Off-Grid Armory Scorpius.
Good.
'Cause
How?
I use mine to thread. Every time I thread a firearm for 1/2 inch by 28 thread per inch, I use my Scorpius because it's extremely reliable. And any time I have used the Scorpius to fit the threads on a barrel, whatever muzzle device they bring in fits, and it fits very well. So there's never been a concern. And I'll thread a few barrels, and then they'll ask what I use or how do I fit my threads or do I have a recommendation? And I say, well, this is like, it's on top of my lathe. I use it so much. It's not in the gun safe. It's covered in gun oil sitting on my lathe. And I think this is what I use. It's the Off-Grid Scorpius, and it's small. It's extremely, anyway, I go into this detail, and I think I think I've sold a lot of them. I think
You probably have.
I've helped send a lot of people this way.
Yeah, you probably have.
There's one individual who I threaded for the first time. Actually, I threaded a Browning Buckmark pistol, and it was the weird triangle.
Oh, yeah, it's got that square barrel on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I went real nervously to shape that because it was the first time, and that's a unique.
I've always looked at those and said to myself, how would a guy thread this?
Yeah.
I
'Cause
think
it's
we're
a-
about to find out.
It ain't round. She's square and oblong and weird.
Yep. It took twice as long because my passes had to be much more shallow because if you cause vibration, you can work that.
Now, was that $120 to thread? She should have been north of that.
No, it was 125.
You only charge $125 to thread a Buckmark.
Well, yeah, and I know a lot of people have said I need to increase my prices.
Even if it takes twice as long?
Yeah, because that's my caution. That's my, maybe the next time I thread a Buckmark, it won't take me that long, and I don't feel comfortable charging everybody for my.
Time. I'm playing devil's advocate over here.
Yeah, I know, but
You don't feel comfortable charging for your time? Okay.
well, to learn, should it have taken me 2 hours?
I got you.
Next time it won't.
Yeah.
And regardless, I have a flat fee or a flat rate for every barrel, and I'm getting faster and faster at threading those barrels. And so if there's more revenue to be had there, it's by my ability to be more efficient. I used to take days to try and thread a barrel because I'd second guess myself and I didn't know what I was doing. And this was a long time ago when I first thought I'd want to try and thread something. You know, it was a mess.
I want to hear your guys' predictions. Okay. Predictions for January 2026. I want to hear your predictions. What is going to happen with can supply, can demand, ATF wait times? Go.
You go first.
Me?
I'll follow up. Yep.
From the outside looking in on this market, there's some ignorance to this assumption, but I don't know if it will. I don't expect there to be as big of a change as a lot of people are predicting.
Okay.
You know, I think if people are wanting a suppressor, then they've already gotten it. However, there is the argument that a lot of people never got it because of the cost, and now a lot of people are wanting it because that cost dropped $200.
Some people are saying that certain places are going to raise their price $200 because
Right.
now they're not going to have to pay a tax stamp. Do you think anybody's going to do that?
I think if they want to work themselves out of business, they would.
Amen.
That's insane.
Totally agree.
You know, that $200 didn't go
No,
to the business.
No,
it
it
went to the
didn't.
government.
correct.
So why would them jacking the $200 price,
Yep.
everyone well knowing that it's not going to the government, you know, that's obnoxious. I
Yep.
think that's wrong, and nobody in their right mind would do that.
What do you think wait times are going to do?
They're going to go nuts.
How long is an average wait going to be? What's Mike's guess?
What are they now? A
12
week?
hours.
12 hours to a day and a half.
I think they'll be at least 30 days.
30 days.
That
That is optimistic.
I know.
I like it. So do you think more people are going to run out and buy cans?
Yeah, but not like this. They're not going to break the system. There's not going to be an overwhelming flood of desire. I think that there are people who own cans that are going to want another one, and they're waiting for that opportunity after the first of the year. And there's a small percentage of people that don't own a suppressor that because of the $200 drop in price will get one. I expect things to possibly go up as far as sales and background checks and, you know, the purchase of cans to go up 30%.
Okay. Blake, what is your prediction?
All right. I think January 2nd, 3rd, cans are going to be sold out across the market.
Okay.
Not going to be able to get one for months. Supply and demand. I mean, prices might go up a little bit, but not $200. And if they're doing that, that's a dirty shop, and you should stop going.
Amen.
That's just my 2 cents on that. Wait times, 6 months, 8 months. I don't know. I mean, nobody knows, but it's. So I said we got what, 60, 70 that are paid for or waiting for the first to submit.
Yep.
I've had probably 3 times that many people come into the shop and say, "Oh, I'll just wait till after January 1 to come down and buy one."
Dude, that's right. I forgot all about that.
So
I would say it's more than that. It's probably 10 times that number. People have come in and be like, "Oh, it goes away on the 1st? I'll see you on the 1st."
yep, I'll come back. Like I always tell them, it's like, "All right, good luck. I hope there's one here that I can sell you."
Yep. Okay, so you're thinking 6 to 8 months wait time.
Yep,
You think all inventory is going to be gone by the 3rd?
I do.
Okay.
Gone as in out the door, or just gone as in sold?
Sold out.
And stuck in the safe waiting for a check.
Sold and waiting for background.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Here's my prediction. Here we go. I think that wait times are going to be 3 to 6 to 8 months. I don't know because, like you said, nobody knows. I'm thinking if they're doing it fast, you're looking at a 3-month wait. I also think that a lot of people that their forms are submitted on the 1st, they're going to get 3 months deep into a background check, and they're going to call us begging to pay the $200 so that they can go to the front of the line, which that's not going to work or apply because there's no more NFA tax stamp.
Yeah.
So everybody who paid the $200, consider yourself ahead of the game because you have possession of your suppressor already. You paid $200. You don't have to wait 6 months to get it. What would you rather have? Pay $200 or wait 6 months?
I pay the $200.
So would I.
Yeah.
I also think that inventory is going to be sold out nationwide. I'm going to say in 7 days. In 7
Definitely.
days, there won't be any. You're going to be like, oh man, I really wanted the Omega 300 by Silencer Co. It's going to be back ordered for a year.
Yeah.
Have you done anything to get ahead of?
We are. I would say we're pretty heavy on inventory right now. We've ordered all major brands. We're stocking ours heavily, obviously, because our number one selling can in our store is our brand, the Off-Grid Suppressor. It's really hard selling anything else.
It is.
But when the getting's hot, people are going to want everything. So we've ordered everyone else's stuff, and we're sitting on a lot of our own inventory.
Good.
What really hits us is when a dealer calls us and says, I would like to order 250 of this. You've just depleted all my inventory. Now I have zero to sell anyone.
Do you fill that order or do you compromise with them?
No, we have a strict policy here at the store. First money takes it.
Yep.
We live by that rule. First money takes it.
It's a great way to make money.
Yeah. We don't, well, no, I mean, the first customer that's staying there that says, I want to buy all your stuff, sold.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think that's a.
It's just an honest way of
Yeah.
doing business.
Yep.
It is.
It's,
I like that.
Yeah. So if it's to a dealer, we're going to fulfill our dealer orders. I'm not going to not sell our dealers cans. I mean, our dealers are obviously getting a discount on stuff because they're a dealer with us, and we have a lot of dealers. They're going to get the suppressor before our in-house customer is going to get a suppressor because it's the first money takes it.
Yep.
So can I become a dealer and get one can from you?
No.
Nope. There's a 4-can minimum.
We have a 4-can minimum to become a dealer for off-grid suppressors. It's one of each model. If you want to buy one Scorpius, you're not a dealer.
No.
Not a dealer. You are somebody who wants to use one Scorpius.
Yeah.
You got to have each one of our models on the shelf because our Scorpius or our Trident or the Operator, they're not the only can we sell. We sell a lot of all of them.
And it takes a lot of paperwork to become a suppressor dealer. Like the NFA.
Yeah. Most
Yeah.
gun shops are not SOTs. They don't deal in class 3. They say it's too hard. It's too much paperwork. It's
Yeah.
not.
No,
Oh, it
just
used to be.
time.
It's not. It's time. You're selling time.
Yeah.
Speaking of time, I've always been curious, kind of a personal question. When, a few weeks ago, your Facebook page shared a video of the CNC machine making the suppressors.
Mm-hmm.
From start to finish, how long does it take to make a suppressor?
16 hours on a plate, but we can print 24 30 caliber suppressors at once. So it's 16 hours to print 24 cans. When we print the 22 suppressors, it takes between 16 and 18 hours, but there's 60 on a plate.
Ooh, that's efficient.
It's very efficient.
I loved watching that. It was like
Oh,
all the dust just falling out of them. You're like, how is this happening? This is
Mesmerizing.
yeah. It's
and they're
like-
actually part of the plate. They have to be cut off the plate when they're finished. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing to watch.
yeah.
It's a glorious process. And I'm telling you, those machines are going to be on fire. They're going to be working so hard after January 1.
I hope so.
Yeah.
For your sake and everything that went into off-grid armory and off-grid suppressors, I hope so. I really do. And I'm certain that, I'm certain that it's going to just continue to grow, the popularity, the reputation.
I'm going to be truly amazed if we're not busy on January 1st and January 2nd and January 3rd. Like, if it doesn't move the needle at all, like nobody comes in to buy cans, it's like, what is going on?
So the NFA did a blackout period,
Yeah.
and we're in that now.
It starts on the 26th officially, but they're not open on Christmas
Okay, or Christmas
So-
Eve
or Christmas Eve.
because of a federal holiday, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
Realistically, tonight at midnight.
So if the NFA is not running the background checks until after the new year,
Mm-hmm.
and can somebody still come in while they're in this blackout period on the 26th or so and buy a can and just add it to this wait list?
You mean pay the $200 tax and try to send it through?
So that's the hang up.
They won't. They'll actually kick it out.
Yep.
The purpose of that blackout period is they're purging the system
Yeah.
of all outstanding forms, so that when they go into the first of the year,
Huh. Okay.
they're starting with this $0 tax stamp feature, and there will be no option to pay a $200 tax and quickly get your suppressor.
So not only are they updating the software, but they're going to start with
Purging the system.
nothing in the workbank. Nothing. Oh, that's great.
So we actually sent in a bunch of forms Saturday, and we had all of them approved this morning. So they're already working through and purging through the system.
And is that system already shut down?
It's real. I mean, we're hours away from that system being shut down, but they purged through all the ones we sold on Saturday. And the people who came in on Saturday, guess what they did? Do you think they paid the stamp or said, nah, I'll wait till January 1?
They pay the stamp.
They paid the stamp
Yep.
and they got approved
I wonder.
today.
They probably did that because they listened to our podcast and they heed your warning.
Maybe.
I mean, it.
And what did both of them say?
They said, yes, I want to pay this tax stamp so that I can get to the front of the line and hopefully get mine before the wait times exponentially. I mean, who knows?
And they got approved today.
Yep.
Good for them.
Both of them.
Yep. I mean, that's what, a 2-day approval?
Yep.
That's great. I don't think I took but 6 hours, 12 hours. I
Yeah,
remember.
yours was so fast.
Until
I-
we got the hour one, you were the record time.
Yours was the record, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I also got off-grid Scorpius Can 002.
Can I buy it from you?
I use that. It's. I use that 002 to.
Can I buy it from you? So I saved the first of each can that was ever made.
Yeah.
I have serial number 0000 on every model we ever made. But then I was thinking about it. Like later, I was like, I wish I would have kept 1 through 7 of each model, and then saved them for my kids. But at the time, I was like, that's a ton of money. I mean, you're talking, what's 7 times? I would have done 4, so it would have been 28 cans as gifts.
28 grand.
That's a fat order.
It's like, you want a car or do you want?
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's. But I mean, it's. I don't know. Off-grid suppressors is a big part of your legacy,
Yeah.
and to make your kids a part of that, I think there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, it's too late. I already sold them all. You have can number 2. You have Grant's suppressor.
How bad do you want it, Grant?
You do. You own Grant's Scorpius.
That's funny.
Yeah. But I mean, it was a new company. It was like, man, we got to sell stuff
Yeah.
to make money. Like, send it.
Yeah.
But I did keep the first of all of them,
Good.
which I am thankful for that.
Yeah, it's.
And I did save the Thunder Beast Champion. I have that can. The can that won the competition.
Yeah.
That's in the vault. That's the first can we're sending through on the first. I'm using myself as a test subject with the new $0 tax stamp.
Oh no, that's a good. That's
And
a
then,
good idea.
Then we'll be able to update y'all on what wait times are.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think initially, another prediction. I think initially, like the first day worth of forms,
Yep.
they're going to get a faster wait time. But as the days go on, the wait times are just going to slowly start getting longer and longer and longer.
So if we send them through at midnight on the 31st, these people will get approved faster.
That's, yes.
That was
That's your
gonna be my-
prediction?
That is
That was going to be my
prediction.
question. Could
Now,
you
we-
could you submit it at midnight, or are they
Yes.
going to make you wait until
No, at
8 a.m.?
midnight. Midnight
Okay.
it goes live.
Yep.
But Blake and I were talking about this. So do we want to come in and do 70 forms on 70 cans for people who did not want to pay a tax stamp?
I wouldn't.
That's the conversation we've been having. It's like, man, I don't know if I want to do all that extra
No.
work to save. I mean, yes, these people were smart not to pay a tax stamp.
Yeah.
And they are still our customers.
And they are our customers.
Right,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean
Come in at midnight and
right
work.
now. If you come in, off grid opens at 9
9
a.m.
a.m. Yep.
and then you start the pay, that's appropriate. That's
Yeah.
exactly what they paid for.
Yeah.
Now, if they didn't give that $200 to the government and they gave it to you,
Yeah.
come in at midnight, start punching.
I mean, no one
we
gave
should've
us an
offered that.
nobody gave us an expedite bonus.
Yep.
No.
Of all those customers, they all said, "I'm not in a hurry. I want to save money."
No.
If did one of them give you an expedite bonus?
Nope.
All right, y'all. 9 a.m. it is
What is that expedited bonus? Like, what would it have to be
per can or for all of them?
per can?
Yeah, that's a Blake question.
How bad do you want your can?
If somebody hit you with, I don't know,
If they offered to pay me the tax stamp instead of the government, I would have been like, all right, yeah, I'll be here at midnight.
I mean, would you have done it for $50?
If
I-
more than one person,
How about
maybe.
20?
If
No.
I
No.
if I give you $100, will you be here at midnight on December 31st to enter my paperwork?
For you, Mike, yes.
Okay.
I mean, I live just down the street. I'd come in for $100. You might have to
I'll
play
drive from
paperwork.
LaPorte for you.
I've been wanting to get another one. I'd like to get a 30 cal can or something for my Creedmoor. So
Oh, yeah.
I might have to do that, and then you all can report back to how traffic jammed everything is after the first, and I'll report back to see where I'm at in that because I gave the expedited,
The expedite fee.
and then I'll come to take a picture of you and your jammies.
All you
right.
gotta
Sleep
do, all you gotta
on
do
that
is
couch.
say, Blake, I got a Hondo.
Fact.
It's amazing what he'll do when you say that.
Hey, we don't go there. That stays.
Yeah, we finally got Blake talking here, man. Don't ruin it.
I got a Hondo.
All right, what you need.
I'm your guide, no matter what.
Yeah. Times are tough, but how tough are they? Yeah. So I don't know. I might do that. I have been looking for another off-grid armory can. Primarily, I've been wanting to practice more Cerakote stenciling. You know, a lot of decal and stenciling, and I want to do that on suppressors. Just because I've had people approach me and ask, and I'm like,
Ooh,
I don't
I
know.
got one for you since you mentioned that. I got one guy who really wants to put a Scorpius on his 22 Magnum lever action. Apparently, it's already threaded. I think. No, he needs it threaded. It's an octagon barrel. But he wants his suppressor to be the gold of a Golden Boy receiver. Doable? Can you Cerakote in 24 karat gold?
Please tell me yes.
I'm talking obnoxious cartel finish.
I don't know.
Make it shiny.
Can it be done?
I don't think so. And
Come
not with Cerakote. I mean,
Could you
but
do
then
something else to plate it?
Sure, you can plate it. Absolutely, you could.
Titanium. You can plate titanium?
I hope so. As I'm sitting here telling you,
Okay. Can you do a little research and report
will.
back to me?
I will.
Because this guy's all in. He wants a gold-plated Scorpius.
Because I know there's the and it's slipping my mind right now, but the process of dipping the aluminums and stuff to get the blues and the reds and the real bright.
The rainbow finish?
You can gold plate titanium.
Can
It
you?
is doable.
You Google it.
I did.
Perfect.
He's certified YouTube gunsmith right here.
YouTube gunsmith.
Nope.
Tell me, what is the first thing you think when you hear certified YouTube gunsmith? And have you ever had anybody in your gunsmith shop tell you, hey, I'm something of a gunsmith myself, and then he pulls out his YouTube certification?
Well,
Ever happened?
I've never had anyone pull out a YouTube certificate. I might have to start making them if people will buy them.
What
have
would
to
you
show you
do?
but-
What would you do if somebody actually pulled one out and said, I'm something of a gunsmith myself?
As they're talking to me about it, I would make a quick BS flag and hold it up. It's like, are you now?
Is it white? And you start waving around.
It's white with some brown in the middle of it. We'll walk out to the pasture and just find a patty to stick it in and say, yeah, BS, buddy. There have been, and I've had actually this year, I think I've had 4 or 5 people call me and say, I want to go to school to be a gunsmith. Can I shadow you, or can I work with you, or would you mentor me? And it,
What do you say to that?
no, because the liability that comes with that, I couldn't afford.
Yeah.
And I admire, and there needs to be more gunsmiths. It's a trade that is
You
just,
don't want them to see the Oz working the magic behind the curtain,
I have a lot of midgets that come out of
Pulling
my
the
gun
levers.
safe. Right.
the
Yeah.
smoke.
And I
Clap
mean,
and they start scurrying out of the corners.
the labor laws would go nuts, and people would be kicking down my garage door. Where are they at? Where are the kids? They're not kids. They're 20-year-old midgets. No, but I encourage them. And there's it was in Pine City or something. There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
gunsmithing school.
Pine Tech.
Pine Tech, and
Yeah.
I tell them there's nothing wrong with that. Give them a shot,
They're
and
very reputable.
yeah. And I've heard nothing but good things come from that place.
Yep. It's a
And
good school. I
even-
will say that.
Even the one in Arizona, there's a
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that one too.
Is that the Sonora Desert?
Sonora.
Sonoran
yeah.
Institute.
Yep. And, they're around. Gunsmithing is such a small group of people that want to do it. And for them to stay in business means enough people go there and say good things about them to keep them afloat.
Yeah.
So those two gunsmithing schools are reputable, and I think that they're a good option for anybody that wants to learn or dabble or outright become a gunsmith.
Mm-hmm.
But it is not a trade that you can jump headfirst into with a whole bunch of debt and make it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the revenue's not there.
Yeah.
The only way to come close to making that happening is overcharge for everything, and you'll be shutting the lights off for the last time before you realize it if that's your business model.
Yeah, it takes a long time to build a clientele.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't want people in my shop shadowing me or learning how to do things just because I'm not a teacher.
Yeah.
It is when I can be in my shop and have some music on and work, and as my kids say, lock in, I get a lot done.
Mm-hmm.
But when my children are out there, the dad in me wants to visit with them and make sure they're not putting a drill bit through their hands, and I want them out there with me because that's the time I get to spend with them, and I want them to see me at work. But it slows things down.
Yeah.
And to have somebody there in my small shop who I'm responsible for teaching would really slow things down.
Yeah.
And though I support them and I encourage them and I answer any questions they have when they call, I'm just not the environment to teach another gunsmith. And I'll say it again, it's not because I don't want them to be a gunsmith. I wish there were more gunsmiths.
Yeah.
I want to network with more gunsmiths, collaborate with more gunsmiths, send work that I can't do to another gunsmith instead of telling people you're out of luck.
Mm-hmm.
But there have been people in my shop that have said, I do things myself. I kind of gunsmith myself. And where's your experience? Oh, I just look it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, there's gunsmithing and then there's winging it.
Yeah.
And to be a gunsmith means to be in the trade, to practice the trade, not to get curious and go to YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a hobbyist at that point, not a gunsmith.
Yeah.
I take a lot of pride in being a gunsmith. So it is a definitive trade, a trade that is anchored in the founding of our country, and it doesn't start at YouTube. So that's what I've got to say about that.
Yep. Well, we need to end.
Yeah,
It's
gosh,
actually over an hour again.
it's a good time.
Yeah, it's a good time. Time goes quick behind the microphone.
But real quick, there have been a couple of weeks now I've been wanting to talk about this, just because we are the Minutemen and we kind of cover watches, and I'll ask about your watches here in just a second. But there's this Mark II company that sells these watches, and their profit goes to recovering the remains of World War II, of veterans lost at sea.
Show me.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, that's why their main
Recovering veterans lost at sea?
like the air.
They don't do that.
How do you mean?
Well, when a
When
submarine goes down or a ship goes down, it becomes a war grave.
right, but
Same thing with aircraft
it's Project Recover. Like, I don't know if they're just looking for
or identifying the wrecks.
right.
But yeah, they don't
Yeah.
recover any remains.
Yeah,
It's a war
and
grave.
I may have misspoken there,
No, but still, that's awesome. Send me the link to that. I'm going to look at their watches. I'd love to support that. And I'd love a reason to buy another watch.
yeah, exactly. And I think that's what led me to this page was I was wanting another field watch. But they do Project Recover is a nonprofit organization dedicated to locating and repatriating American service members who remain missing in action since World War II. The organization integrates field work with advanced science, modern technology, and historical research to forward the mission, providing recognition and closure for families and the nation. So with over 81,000 Americans still unaccounted for, that's what they do.
81,000. Yeah, they're missing ships, missing submarines, missing aircraft. It just reminded me of the Kursk when that Russian submarine went down in 99. They actually went down and recovered the submarine off the bottom of the ocean floor at 400 feet, and that bothered me a lot. They went down and they actually cut the nose of the submarine off because it was so heavily damaged. They didn't bring it back in one piece. They cut the nose off, and then they drilled like 50 some pilot holes in the hull and in the conning tower, and they raised it up into the bottom of the ship, and they took it into port just to get that hot reactor off the ocean floor because it was in the Barents Sea, and that would destroy fishing for like 10,000 years. And they did it to get the hot reactor off the ocean floor because it was accessible. But still, it bothered me because when they got it into dry dock, I mean, there was 60 some bodies in the aft portion of the sub. And I was like, man, they should have stayed
Yeah.
where they were. The guys in the nose are still there. It should have stayed there. It should have been a war grave. And I understand why they had to get the reactor out of there, but still, it bothered me that they went and got it.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand the huge conflict. But I'm glad I don't have to make those decisions.
Yeah, same here.
But yeah, there's a watch here that I wanted to show you, but I can save that for next time. I'm getting long-winded, so we'll let you wrap this up. We'll talk-
Minnesota, goodbye.
That's what we're good at.
well,
Yeah.
I'm not native, so I'm from Idaho.
Oh,
Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us on this Northern Minutemen podcast, episode number 10-ish.
10 or 11.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Happy New
Christmas.
Year. We're not going to see you again until next year. Mike, Blake, you got anything to say?
we'll see you next year.
I have nothing to say to that. I
I hate
will.
that joke so much, but I gotta make it.
See you next year.
I am glad Blake seems to have opened up. Maybe you should reel it in a little bit.
Sorry, man.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Drive safe
Bye.
out there.